Oh, it's Monday. You guys caught me off guard. I'm still enjoying the weekend. Hey, it's a short week this week. And yeah, including today, 13 days till the Regents exam. So we're gonna spend some more time doing some Regents review, right? We're gonna go through all the old stuff. The last time we went through biomolecules. What are we gonna talk about today? How about enzymes?
All right.
Hey now.
Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class. You might learn a ton. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
He's interested too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class. And he's super cool. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
So by now you're aware of the big four biomolecules. The carbs, the lipids, Mr. Protein, and of course the NAs, nucleic acids. The big four biomolecules, right? They are organic macromolecules. Organic macromolecules, the big four: carbs, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. Got it. Enzymes are proteins. Enzymes are proteins, and they're not really magical, but they do speed up the rate of chemical reactions. And so they're extremely important in bio. In fact, without enzymes, life on Earth wouldn't survive, because chemical reactions you need to happen, they happen, but too slowly to keep you alive. We use our enzymes to increase the rate, or how quickly they happen, and that's what keeps most organisms living and healthy and strong. Back in the day when we studied enzymes, we learned that enzymes have to be a particular shape, right? The enzyme is a protein, particular shape, and enzymes do one of two things. They either hydrolyze, that is, they break things apart, or they synthesize, they put things together, right? And we call the thing that they're working on is called the substrate. The substrate. Substrate binds to what's called the active site. Right? Substrate, active site. Then we have the enzyme substrate complex. Then the chemical reaction happens, but because the enzyme, it happens faster, and you wind up with your products. Right? So key terms: substrate, active site, enzyme, products. Right? That's where we're at. Enzyme. Enzyme does not change during the reaction, but the substrate does get changed. Substrate binds to the enzyme at the active site, and then the reaction happens and the substrate gets changed. It either gets put together or torn apart, usually is the case. Enzymes, they're made out of protein. The key is the shape, right? The substrate has to fit in the active site. If it doesn't fit, the enzyme doesn't work. So the shape of the enzyme is what's most important. Its shape. It has to be the perfect shape. Enzymes have to be the right shape. Two things that we learned, and we even did labs to figure out what affect shape, is temperature and pH, right? Temperature is how fast molecules are moving. And pH is the amount of hydrogen ions floating around in a solution. Both those things affect how enzymes work. They like a perfect temperature. Most enzymes work, with a few exceptions, at temperatures right about 100 degrees, and a pH is right around 7, right? That's where most enzymes like to work. Some are a little different, but that's where most work. You change the temperature, you're gonna affect the enzyme. You change the pH, you're gonna affect the enzymes. Cold temperatures usually affect enzymes by slowing down the rate of reaction so that it doesn't occur fast enough. But heating them up causes something else called denaturization. Denaturing is when you actually physically change the shape. So high temperatures denature proteins. High temperatures will take the protein and change their shape. Denaturing. If a protein gets denatured, it doesn't work, right? It's supposed to fit. Substrate is supposed to fit in an enzyme. The enzyme protein gets denatured, and it'll fit. And it'll fit, no work. You know, if it don't fit, you must have quit. Another thing that affects how enzymes work is pH. If you make the pH too low, acid, right? Lower than 7 is an acid. It will denature proteins. Same if you make the pH too high, basic or alkaline, it can denature proteins. Now, most of the enzymes you're familiar with are what we call hydrolytic digestive enzymes, things like amylase and pepsin and pancreatic juice, lipase, trypsin, maltase, lactase, sucrase, those kinds of things are all digestive enzymes. They do hydrolysis. They break things into pieces. Named usually with an ACE at the end, ASE. Right? And usually you can tell what an enzyme is. Not always, right? Because pepsin doesn't end in ACE, but like maltase breaks up maltose. Lactase breaks up lactose. If you're lactose intolerant, it's because you don't make lactase. Lipase breaks up lipids. Does that make, should make sense. And then another word that you'll see on the Regents a lot which is a kind of a synonym for enzyme, is the word catalyst. Catalysts are things that speed up reactions without themselves being altered. Okay? So it's catalyst, right? Biological catalysts are known as enzymes. They speed up reactions, but they don't change. They stay the same. And they can be reused over and over and over again as well. All right, so that's our review on enzymes and enzyme action. How'd you do?